So summer was kind of like a everybody knows everything type of deal.
Out in the country, so you have like Muncie, and then you go out and it's a bunch of cornfields.
Small town, even smaller school, there's probably 90 people, 100 people per class, K through 12.
So Havyn started there. It was a small town, but I liked it, and we stayed. I have 4 kids that went through Wapahani, and she's the youngest girl, and everyone just connected.
The community is very supportive of the sports in general. I would say volleyball is definitely one of the ones where everyone's excited to watch every year and looking forward to that and just having a good fan base.
So when she came in her freshman year, one of her sisters was a senior, and she did look up to her and want to win that championship with her.
It is another freshman heading back to serve. It is Havyn Gates. Off the tip. Into the record books for Wapahani.
So winning state, it's kind of just, it's unreal, honestly. So I was a freshman and she was a senior. And so I think that moment, like it was kind of nice being like, okay, like that can be me one day. So I don't think I realized at the time like how special it was to win that with her.
So we actually rode to the game together,
yeah.
to her state game. We had our face painted like black, white, red, and then we had all their numbers on our faces.
Yeah.
Reese has her older cousin, which was in my grade, and so I was like best friends with her. And then Cam has an older brother, which he was just a grade older than me, but like we were in the same friend group. So I kind of just knew about them from that.
Cam and Reese started out together pre-kindergarten, believe it or not. Eric and I, we coached them in basketball all the way up until high school. And we actually coached them in softball also all the way up until high school. The only sport we didn't coach them in is volleyball.
Oh, there's one memory. It's a championship game. Reese and I are in the dugout of like Selma Little League for softball. And she threw like sunflower seeds all over me and like grass. And like I kind of like got her back, and then we got in huge trouble for like jacking around, and they benched us until we were losing.
And then we were like the team like kept scoring, and then they were down by 1, and then we got put back in, and then we ended up winning, so
yeah.
It's okay.
They've been playing sports together, been in the same class together and hanging out, you know, basically since first grade.
It's been great. The Bakers are some of our best friends, so it's just been a real positive experience.
I was in elementary, and then she was in middle school, and we all went on spring break together. So that was like the first time I really met Havyn, and then just like watching her, like I was a little girl and like watching her in older volleyball.
Like Camryn's looked up to Havyn. I believe Reese has looked up to Havyn. It's just been just such a positive environment, being around her and watching her lead.
We thought it was like the coolest thing ever that they were going to state and getting to watch them. Because, I mean, you know, we wanted to be the ones also getting to go to state and just follow in their footsteps.
Put away. That's it. Sets 1 and 2 were close. Sets 3 and 4, not as much. And in dominating fashion, this 5-player senior class of Wapahani, runners up in 19 and 20. State champions in 2022.
It was like such an all moment, because us 5 seniors played together like all throughout middle school, all throughout high school, and like we were all 5 around the court the last point of the game. So it was really like an awe moment, like just like taking it a step back and just being like, oh my gosh, this is like, kind of like unreal.
It just made everything worth it, like all the blood, sweat, and tears into it, and just getting to win it with your best friends was like the best feeling ever.
I never thought I was going to step foot back in Northern. I thought I was going to stay at Indiana Wesleyan for my whole college career. It was great. It's an amazing way to start like my college volleyball career by like having like a successful team that we did. And then one day I was like, I need it to be like more competitive and like faster speed. And so here I am. I'm at Ball State now. Coming into Ball State, I did not know what to expect like whatsoever. I was like, I don't even know if I'm gonna play, like if I'm gonna mingle with the girls well. And so then coming in here, and then like everyone was on the same page, like everyone's super competitive, we all want to win. And it was just kind of like a breath of like fresh air, because you're just like, wow, like this is where like I'm meant to be. Like I didn't want to be closer to home, but now that I am, I'm like, wow, like I don't know why I would ever leave.
It's one thing to make it to a Division I team. It's another thing to make it to a team that wins, you know, the conference, the MAC conference, wins the MAC championship, gets to play in the NCAA tournament. And, you know, I just can't say enough things about the way that she's led our younger players and taught them how to do things right.
I thought it was awesome that she's come to Ball State and just shown her that
like
how
we'd
good
still
she
come
is.
watch her too, like when she'd be out there playing our junior and senior, like she's playing, and we're like, this girl went to Wapahani, like we can like follow in her footsteps.
I knew Reese was committed, and I was going on a visit.
She texted us. We were actually we were at like an orchard or something, and she texted us and she's like, hey, I come into Ball State. I was like,
Yeah.
no way. We grew up like with each other, so it was like nice to like have that like back
I mean,
support,
like we've always been playing a sport together, so I
Yeah.
feel like it would be weird not to be teammates with Reese going into college. So we're just excited that we are.
Since I've been able like to play with them in college and like be around them more, it's definitely like gotten way closer, and like now I'm like hanging out with them like almost every day, or like we're always doing stuff, or I can call them whenever.
Havyn's a very good leader. She loves to lead by example, so I feel like that's something that like I like interpret from her, is just like how she plays and like how she carries herself on the court.
I like how like hardcore she is. I feel like she's a fighter, like not gonna give up. She's very serious, and she'll tell you what's up, and I like that.
I just like want what's best for them. I'm just trying to give them everything I can, trying to lead them to be like the best freaking volleyball players they can be. And then like, and off the court too, like the transition between like high school and college. I just want them to succeed when I'm gone.
It makes me proud because they're freshmen, so they're young and they need a role model, and I'm glad she stepped up to be that role model that they need.
I couldn't count as many games as I went to watch in Worthern, and just wanting to be out on the court. A word to describe it would just be proud, I guess. Proud of where like we came from and what's like happened and what we've accomplished.
And like I'm still playing in this gym, like where I played like my last high school game, like where my last like significant moment was with my high school team. It's definitely another full circle moment.
I think it was really cool to end where we're starting. You know, we're starting a new chapter. It's also really cool to get to share that with Reese.
We've all won state championships in this gym. We all, like all three of us, were able to do like the exact same things. And now like we get to do it here, like playing with each other this time. And so I think it's just cool to see that we came from such a small school that you wouldn't expect us to like go D1 or go play after high school, but we did.